Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc. So today's video is going to actually be a series that I'm going to compile that's going to be all of the cards in BT8. Yeah, we're doing a card by card review. We're going to look at every single card in the set. Now this time around, I'm going to break it up into colors, and so I'll release a video going over each color, and then I'll do a video also covering both starter decks that come out at the same time as the main set does. So I'm just going to use the same intro for all of them. So just find the video that interests you most, the color, and then watch that one. I'll create a playlist, so if you want to watch them all, you can also watch them all. Don't forget, our memory marker this month that came out is Kokomon. So if you're playing a Shurumon deck in BT7, or you're going to build a Shurumon deck in BT8, this is a great memory marker for that deck, I think. Super cute, handmade out of clay by my wife, hand-painted face as well. You can find this on our Etsy store, link in the description below. Also on that store, you can find all of our previous memory markers we've had on the channel, as well as some of our Battle Ready Inc. merch. Alright, so now we're going into green. So we got a new Digimon already, but this one isn't yellow though, it's for green. So that gives me hope for some really cool Pulsemon stuff. But opponent's turn, while all of your Digimon are suspended, this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP. That's really weird. Why all of your Digimon are suspended. So this is going to combo great with Shivamon when we get into it. I think it's just going to give yours, make them harder to kill, I guess, because you're leaving them suspended. They're going to be wide open. This kind of just a little bit of protection for your green. I don't know if that's the way to go. Honestly, I kind of think an Argomon gaining 1 memory would be better, but that's just me. All right, Master Tyrann. I want to talk about him in red, but we're going to talk about him in green as well. All of your Digimon with Tyrannomon in their name gain +1 security attack. That is super good. Combine this with all the jamming Tyrannomon, all the level 4s that have jamming. This card is nuts. All those guys having, like, you have a field of 2, 3, 4 on the field, all with security attack +1. Heck yes, with jamming, that's some powerful combo-centric stuff there. 4 Evo cost feels pretty steep in a vacuum, but when you think about Tyrannomon having Taiga gets to reduce those Evo cost. So that's not so bad. When you look at it like that, it's like, okay, that's a 3 Evo cost level 5. That makes sense. For a crazy powerful effect. Really, really good stuff. Who also applies to himself. Then it has the inheritable of security attack +1. So say you attack with all those other ones, then you Evo into this one and then swing like with your Rust Tyrannomon. Yeah, he's a super cool support. I wish they would give Tyrannomon even more support. Like, it's nice that we finally got some again. It's been so long, but I think this might be the last bit of Tyrannomon support again for a while. I think we need a new Rust Tyrannomon Mega. We could really, really use that. If we got a new Rust Tyrannomon Mega, maybe that deck can make a comeback, because it's got some really good pieces in it that can do a lot of really great things. So next up for our green stuff, we've got Rapidmon here. So this is one of our armor Digimon, Digivolve from Terriermon for 3 cost or 4 cost Evo on top of yellow or green. Pretty steep, but the golden armors are really powerful. So they're even more powerful than all the other armors, so that's why their Evo costs are a little bit more reflective of that, but they also gave them very powerful abilities to also represent that they're more powerful. So armor release, when the Digimon would be deleted, you can just pop the level 4 off, send it to trash, and then you get to keep your rookie underneath. So kind of think of it like a de-Digivolve to keep it alive sort of thing. Which is really great when you want to just keep repeatedly Evoing armors, like just Evo armor attack, bounce it off, then you can just Evo another armor, keep doing that. Whole combo is really good. But when Digivolving, suspend 1 of your opponent's Digimon for each of your tamers in play. Then up to 3 of your opponent's suspended Digimon get -5000 DP for the turn. Green doesn't use a whole lot of tamers, I would say, generally. So like this feels a little off for it being a green card. Clearly, I think it's meant for yellow. It feels really powerful. Yellow runs a ton of tamers, so it really fits in with that. But it is a Terriermon Evo, and Terriermon is in green, So like that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess, is he just gets stuck in green, even though no green deck really ever uses him, which is kind of sad because he is very powerful. Just being able to potentially like stun all of your opponent's blockers by suspending them and then deleting a whole bunch of other stuff, and then you just get to attack, casually after that. Very powerful card for sure, just kind of not in green. Now, for our first rookie here, we got a new vanilla here. I think this is his first appearance in the game. 0 Evo, 2 play cost, 3,000 DP. So your very general vanillas here, like nothing about this guy is special. It's just another one of our different keyword changes. I talked about in the other color reviews, but I think that eventually these keywords are going to really, really matter. Bandai has even gone to the point of errataing CL and Noir for the sister mons to have the same keywords, because it can like drastically affect the game down the road when these keywords start really mattering. So I think they're just trying to put out as many rookies that have all these different types as possible, and like the best way they can just generally do that and not really affect the current state of the game is just to throw it on these rookies, these like vanilla rookies that don't really matter. It's just like flavor for whatever one you want to play right now, but eventually down the road it's really going to take effect. I'm calling it now. I feel like that's the big push for why they keep doing so many of these generics. Speaking of Tyrann, we got a new one in the form of this new rookie here. So 0 Evo, 3 play cost, 2,000 DP, very Tyrann stats. On play, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Gargomon or Rapidmon in its name among them to your hand. Return the remaining cards to the bottom of your deck. So this is kind of unfortunate because the other colors got stuff like Armadillomon, which searches out your duo colors. Okay, so add 1 2-colored Digimon hand. Vmon added 2-colored. Hawkmon added 2-colored. They're only a reveal 4. This is a reveal 5. But it was generic. It was like anything 2-colored. Whereas Rapid or Tyrann here is like Gargo or Rapid. That's all you get. But I guess there's not a whole lot of armors. I mean, that's not true. They've got Shuriman here and Digimon. Yeah, so there are greens that are duo colors. Like, why does green get so limited like this? Like, that's a bummer. They could have easily been the duo color effect also, and you can still search the Rapidmon if need be. You're just going to lose out on the Gargomon, but I think it's only fair that they got a searcher for duo colored armors as well, like everyone else did. So that's kind of a bummer. Now we got the new Pulsemon for green. 0 Evo, 3 play cost, 2,000 DP. Pretty standard rookie stuff here. All turns, this Digimon gains plus 1,000 DP for each of your other suspended Digimon. Now that's a DP buff I like to see. This Digimon all turns, so your turn and your opponent's turn. So what we were talking about earlier with the BBmon protecting your stuff during your opponent's turn so they can't just swing over. Pulsemon here, this Digimon gains 1,000 DP for each of your other suspended Digimon. That's cool. That's a big buff. Like typically you don't want to wait till the end to swing with your Mega. Your Mega swings first, but this is definitely going to be an argument for not swinging with it first. Yeah, that's just really cool. That's cool. I really like it. Now we got Shuriman, which is another one of our armors here. Digivolve from Hawkmon for 2 cost. This is, I don't know if I've explained it in this video or not, but Digivolve, this right here is not an effect. This is an alternative Evo cost. That's why it's in this little box here, is to make it different. So normally effects you can't use effects in the raising area, so you couldn't evo this on top of a Hawkmon in raising if that was an effect, but it's an alternative evo cost, so you can evo in raising area on top of a Hawkmon, which is normally red. So that's like the real significance of this, is that he can evo in a raising area on top of Hawkmon, or normally for 3 evo cost on top of others. Has armor release, which we've already gone over. When digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets with blocker cannot attack and block until the end of your opponent's next turn. like there's just not a whole lot of blockers going on right now. Like Black X Antibody can maybe get some blocker inheritables going on, but generally you just don't see blockers anymore. Last set, BT7 really killed off the need for blockers due to the format. Blue just being able to stun them into oblivion, things like that. Yellow could just clear so much like space on the playmat every single turn. So blockers really took a back seat, and I think they're going to continue to take a back seat for a while now. So I don't think Shurimon's going to be overly useful anytime soon. He is very cool though. Next we got Namekimon. I guess he's a Namekian from DBZ. 2 Evo level 4 play cost, 3000 DP. Main, you may suspend this Digimon to reveal 3 cards from the top of your deck. Add 1 green Digimon card from among them to your hand. Place remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. Oh, look, we're back on the any order. Okay. All the other cards so far have not had that little bit of text at the end for some reason. This is, I don't know, it's interesting. 4 play cost, so you could argue hard playing it and still getting to use its effect. It can't attack because it has summoning sickness, but there's nothing stopping you from just suspending it to activate its effect. And any green Digimon card. Okay, nice and generic, no level stipulation. It's okay. It's not like nothing to write home about, but it could be useful. Next we got Exercon here. When Digivolving, you may suspend one of your Digimon to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Okay. It's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Suspend one of your Digimon to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. And then you can, attack, pierce over it. It is green, so they like their opponent's Digimon to be suspended. Okay. And then all turns, as an inheritable, this Digimon gains 1000 DP for each of your other suspended Digimon. So going right off of that Pulsemon, for like, I don't know what you need this much DP for in this deck, but your Digimon's gonna be sitting over here at 20,000 DP, and it's gonna be level 5. Next we got Digimon here. Another one of our armors here goes on top of Armadillomon for 2 cost. No green Armadillomons though that I'm aware of. I think it's only blue and yellow. Has the nice armor release ability, and then when attacking one of your opponent's suspended Digimon gets minus 3000 DP for the turn. So very yellow and green effects there, targeting suspended Digimon only, and then the minus DP for the yellow. That's pretty neat. So you can swing into it and then reduce it, and then the attack goes through. Literally the only thing this thing is missing is piercing. Like, he has all these drills all over him and no piercing. Like, feels weird, feels a little odd, but he's neat though. I've seen some really cool decks with him and then the 2 golden armors all in one deck together in like a yellow themed deck. Is pretty interesting. Next we got another level 4 here. Green really likes its 1 Evo cost, just as memory efficient as possible to Evo. I feel like we have enough of these already, but I guess they want 1 more, so 1 Evo cost vanilla. Next, we got Ragermon here. I think it's getting the name changed to Ragermon, though, for English. I think there's already a English Ragermon or something like that. But this is another one of our Vmon armors. So Digivolve from Vmon for 2 Evo cost, armor release. Also, when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. Again, just more blocker hate. If anyone's trying to bring back level 4 blockers, this is just going to shut them down. Like, get them out of your way. I'm going to attack into your security now, and have a nice day. So, cool. Ragermon's really awesome. Next, we got a new level 5 Digizorption. Only Digizorption 2, though, so it's not a full 3 Digizorption like we're used to seeing on these level 5s. But it has a nice effect to kind of make up for a little bit. Again, all turns, this Digimon gains 1000 DP for each of your other suspended Digimon. So again, like, whatever is on top of this stack is going to be by far and large like the biggest beat stick I've ever seen in my life. Next, we got another level 5 in the form of Climbmon. That is super cool. I don't think I've ever really looked super close at this artwork. but that's cool. He is an insectoid type, so some definite Stingmon vibes going on here. So 3 Evo cost, level 5, when Digivolving. If this Digimon is suspended, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon with DP less than or equal to this Digimon's DP to its owner's hands. So if you have that buff that from the Pulsemon and the Exermon underneath this, so you go into him, and his DP is massive, yeah, you could do some pretty cool removal. I dig that. That's a really neat removal. Now, it requires a lot of setup, though. Like, that's a lot of setup for such a, like, your opponent has to be suspended. You have to have a bunch of suspended Digimon on field. Like, that's a pretty big commitment there, but it is cool. And then inheritable here, your turn, when this Digimon becomes unsuspended during your unsuspend phase, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Man, that's pretty cool. I dig that. That's cool. In combination with some neat piercers, yeah, I think you could do some really good stuff with this, like a Mega Kabuterimon or something like that. You could get some good value out of this guy. Now we got a new vanilla. I don't like these vanillas. They're 1 more Evo cost than all of our other normal level 6 vanillas, and the trade-off is you get 13,000 DP. The only one I've kind of liked so far are the ones that are black to combo with Sunazeramon. But in general, most of all the other ones I'm not really a big fan of. Then our last mega is Shivamon, which is a very good card. 4 Evo cost, 12,000 DP mega. Opponent's turn. While all of your Digimon are suspended, your opponent can't use option cards. Dang. No option cards for you. Combine this with an Argomon that keeps all your opponent's tamers suspended. You basically just like crap all over security control a little bit. Now, granted, the no options only works on your opponent's turn. So when you're attacking into security, options still work normally. So, you know, it is a neat card. It doesn't do mainly really anything against Imperial, though, and I think that's going to be a big drawback for it. This card is really, really strong and really good against a lot of decks, but it doesn't do enough against all the decks, so they can still just like play normally without option cards. But also your turn, when this Digimon unsuspends in the unsuspend phase, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. That is really good for countering security control. So you just continuously, so you unsuspend during your unsuspend phase, you'll use the other guy over here, Climbon, to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Clearly, this is like the Evo up into Shivamon. They look very similar. They're both insectoids. So then you just attack with a Shivamon again over whatever it is you suspended. So you don't actually have to swing into security control to just repeatedly, turn after turn, clear their security. So it's like doing piercing, or if you don't want to look at piercing, it's like doing the ancient Beetlemon, where if you delete one of your opponent's Digimon, you can clear a security for free. So it's very vibey like that. So it just has to be suspended. So you need to swing over something. So giving yourself targets to swing over is really good. Putting multiple Shivamons on field, like sticking multiples to like trash 2 security every turn, that's really good. So be on the lookout for some Shivamon decks. I definitely expect them to come into rotation here soon. We got a purple-green card here, kind of an interesting one. Just Retaliation. That's it. It's the best I got for you. Retaliation as an inheritable. If you're playing purple, like a pure purple deck, and you just really want this, just run Devimon from like, what was it, BT8. You have Retaliation as the main effect and as an inheritable. Literally, the only use you could get out of this is maybe in green. Purple just has enough going on for itself to already like have this covered. So I guess in green, if you really, really need it, there it is. I don't think it's that worth it though. Next, we got Davis and Ken Duotamer. Definitely, probably one of the best Duotamers in the entire game. Moving forward now. For play cost here, start of your main phase. This is one of those main phase tamers. So this is after your draw phase, after your unsuspend phase, after your raising phase. So this is turn 2. Promote up whatever it is you have in raising area, and then your Duotamer triggers. So you can literally trigger your own Duotamer by promoting up out of raising. So you gain 1 for blue, gain 1 memory for a blue, and gain 1 for a green. If you have a duo color, you instantly get both. So very strong card, like, already. But in addition to that, your turn, when your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon that has 2 or more colors, like an armor, you may suspend this tamer to unsuspend that Digimon. My favorite combo so far is to promote up a jamming Vmon. Say my opponent puts me at 1 memory. I promote up the jamming Vmon. Davis here is going to give me 1 to put me at 2. Swing with my jamming Vmon. Survives. Then Evo into one of my armors, our 2-cost armors. Use Davis and Ken to suspend, to unsuspend that armor. That armor swings again into security. Say it releases. Then you could go, say, into like a Magnamon to, in his effect, unsuspends himself, and he's a blocker, so you do that to pass turn. Like, you can do some really cool plays with these. Also really good in Imperial. Imperial being able to unsuspend, or Ragermon being able to unsuspend. So you can like swing with a jamming XVmon, Jogris, swing with your Ragermon twice, Evo into a Imperial, and then use the Davis and Ken to unsuspend the Imperial Dramon. Yeah, you can do some pretty gnarly things with this card. Really, really good. And then also we have Willis. We finally got Willis into this. So we got a little bit of the movie stuff with the Cherubimons. We got Cherubimon turning back to its good form. Literally, it deletes the purple version to go back into the yellow version. Very much some major movie cards here. So you got our golden armors. We got Willis here. Davis and Ken, like straight up Adventure 2 movie here. It's great. I'm glad Willis is here finally. 3 play cost on play. You may hatch 1 Digi-Egg card to an empty space in your breeding area. That's kind of neat. Definitely got some Mimi vibes going on there. So 3 play cost to do that. Also, your turn, when digivolving one of your Digimon into a Digimon card in your hand with Gargomon or Rapidmon in its name, you may suspend this tamer to reduce the memory cost of the Digivolution by 1. So sadly, he is very thematic, but Terriermon decks with Gargomon and Rapidmon are just not really in a good place right now. However, EX2 is right around the corner with Gargomon and Rapidmon support in there, Terriermon support. Willis in EX2, keep an eye out for him there. He's not doing really much anything right now, but I think he's got some potential next set. So keep an eye on Willis. Make sure you get your copies of Willis for down the road. All right, now we got to get into these option cards. This card is nuts. I went over this in blue. 9 play cost option. 9 play cost option. I mean, we're one less than all delete. Okay, all delete though requiring some setup of bouncing back an Omnimon to hand to delete everything. All right, we're 1 less than that. So mains, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Okay, then return up to 10 of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of their deck in any order. 10 targets. Wow, that's so powerful. Like, literally could potentially just clear your whole opponent's board. Like, granted, they had to have tacked with all that cleared. This is basically a last-ditch effort. I'm about to lose. I'm just going to reset my opponent's whole board, and we're going to go back to square one. I'm going to give them a ton of memory, but if you time it right and they don't have anything in raising area, you know, maybe they're not, as long as they're not playing hybrids in a tamer-focused deck, like setting your opponent that far back is a massive, massive hit. And then also the security effect here, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of their deck. I don't know if I said hand earlier, but it returns to the bottom of their deck. So literally it's almost like delete, but it's better because you're going to just, they can't play it from trash. They can't recover it. If it's purple, purple absolutely hates this. So That's really cool. Being able to, and then the security effect of just having that targeted removal. It's not a big blanket. Unfortunately, I wish it was activate main effect, but I'll take this. Being able to still, I can suspend something else. So say like the big mega swung in, it's suspended, it cleared, it checked this insecurity, and then they're gonna swing with like whatever little rookie that's about to win them the game. I can suspend that rookie, but I can still return that mega to the bottom of the deck. So I really like that. So it's like better flower cannon, like way better flower cannon, or not flower cannon, needle spray in security. So I still get to suspend something to save myself, but also I still get to choose out of all the suspended things what I want to put to the bottom of the deck. So that's a pretty cool option card for sure. Next we got whatever this is, not crazy nonsense. We've got our Shivamon stuff going on here. 1 play cost option. Main, you may suspend one of your opponent's Digimon to suspend one of... Oh, you may suspend one of your Digimon to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. Your opponent's cards suspended with this effect can't unsuspend until the end of their next turn. Okay. I hate this... Okay, I see what they're doing here. You're going to suspend your Shivamon. Okay. This guarantees the Shivamon. That's what's going on, I think. Making sure that all of your... If you promote, or say you hard play a rookie, right, that can't suspend itself, you can use this to suspend that rookie and make sure all of your Digimon are suspended. So I think that's what the goal is. That's what a lot of these effects are going for. Suspend one of your Digimon. Make sure all of your stuff is suspended to trigger your Shivamon. So definitely what's going on there. And then security, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. So again, getting hit in security, still a nice beneficial effect for sure. Then we got Lightning Blade here. 1 play cost option. While you have an armor, you can ignore the color requirements. Main, one of your Digimon with 2 or more colors gets plus 2,000 DP for the turn and piercing for the turn. That's cool. I like that. So being able to throw this in all of our Vmon armor decks or golden armor decks, whatever armor deck you're building, plus 2,000 and piercing for 1 play cost. That's all. That's a really good one. I'm really digging that. And then security, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. It's like they know. It's like that. We heard you talking about Gigadeath and how much you like suspending stuff when your option get hit in security. So we're just going to do that on all of them. So a nice security effect just to keep you alive. I think that's what green options should be for. Literally, that's like one of the best things that green options can do is to suspend your opponent's Digimon, especially getting hit in security like that. Getting the target is very powerful stuff. And that's it for green there. So definitely some neat things. Green feels a little awkward. Shivamon is pretty cool. Got some really neat interactions with this Shivamon deck for sure. I did skip over fighter mode here for Imperial. Digivolve on top of Dragon mode for 2 costs. That's pretty good. Then when Digivolving, return one of your opponent's Digimon with 10,000 DP or less to their owner's hands. So it's a bounce to hand. That's okay. It's still a nice removal either way. And then when attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has a blue Digivolution card, unsuspend one of your Digimon. So you can unsuspend himself or something else to attack again. If this Digimon has a green Digivolution card, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. This is a great way to handle blockers. Again, more blocker hate this set, so just suspend those blockers so you can swing past it at security and whatnot. Unsuspend itself to attack a second time. This is a great game ender. One of my favorite things about Imperial is that it doesn't do security attack +1. It unsuspends so you can attack for game. That's what Red's always missing, is that it can clear all your security, but it can never win because it needs to unsuspend to attack again. The unsuspending is 100 times better than just security attack +1 because I can attack 2 of my opponent's Digimon or I can attack security twice. I like the versatility of that for sure. And also being able to win off of it is really good. So yeah, green's got some neat things. That Tyrannomon's really great support. Rapidmon's really good. Unfortunately, all the best stuff for green this set is stuff not actually used in green. Not EX2. BT9 though. BT9 green will be back again. It's like one on, one off. One on, one off. That's how green seems to operate.